it comes to gearing characters, a lot of us have a vague idea, at least, of what works and what doesn't. Mostly flat damage bonuses, and we know that critical hit, brutal strike, critical damage, brutal damage, attack speed, all those work. There's actually a few stats you can equip that are going to get bonuses for you in your character. Now, the first one is power duration. Four hands above here, you can see it's called For Asgard, and it improves his strength, his energy, critical hit, attack move speed, gives him some health on hit. Not all that works yet though and does stuff. If we use it, let's above the fuse over here, and you can see it's reflected in the character sheet that the attack speed is indeed increased. Now the question is, what happens if you equip some stuff that adds power duration? See on the character sheet here, I now have 37.6% power duration. So if I were to use For Asgard again, you'd expect it to last for 13.7 seconds. I use it, her timer started at 13 seconds. And as this keeps going, as this dwindles down to the last 3 seconds, like it has right now, you can see that buff is still in effect. I'm still getting our attack speed bonus. So you can actually build for power duration if you want to. That is going to be very limited on most heroes, because the main thing we would use power duration for is to make sure that dots, the damage of the time spells, were maintained at all times. But for those of you out there who are playing characters who have a big self buff, Rogue's a big one, you might consider looking at power duration. The second one we're going to look at is less exciting, I think, but it is power radius, one people would think of. If I line my cursor here, with this target dummy at the edge of it, place on the cortex. If I hit all the way up to these two, this dummy over here is untouched, it doesn't have the debuff on it. So again, line up, doesn't affect it. Now, if I equip this, Mental Focus Head Barge has 5% power radius, that's rather low. I use the skill, notice it's getting hit. In fact, I can even go over here roughly, and it'll still hit this one. So, we know the power radius therefore must be working. Though, that's a less exciting start than most. So the last one, I think this is the most interesting one, is percentage-based damage against bosses. So if we look at Slice Strike here, the upper limit on this is 3,432. If I start assaulting him, you can see that all of these numbers are not exceeding 3,432 unless they're criticals. Well, I have a Spite of Glensium here. This increases physical damage. This is not a physical skill. I have a Cyclops' right t-shirt here. This increases area powers, this is not an area skill. Now between the two of these, I am getting about 7.8% damage to bosses. The tooltip stays the same. The upper limit is still 3,432. When I start attacking this, it has the boss label. You can see I'm getting like 3,500 sprinkled in here. There's a 3,600. So interestingly enough, not only does the flat damage to bosses work, but the percentage-based boosts do as well. So there you have it. There's 3 stats that you might not have known were working in Marvel Heroes at this point. Power duration, power radius, and percentage-based boss damage. I hope that opens up a few more choices for gearing up your characters.